Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio, to Prayer for Peace. I'm Alba Morales, live from Annapolis, Maryland, in the United States. And we are so very happy to be here with all of you in this present moment, in the future, and also with all our brothers and sisters in the spirit realm. We welcome you. Let us connect with our divine Creator, with the supreme intelligence, the infinite source of love, so we can feel the effects of prayer, renewing us, refreshing our soul, providing us with the strength and the hopes that we need to continue our journey. Let us close our eyes and all together in one mind, let us elevate a prayer from the bottom of our hearts. And we call our beloved Father, Mother God, the architect of the universe, our divine Creator, that long ago created our spirits out of love, for love, towards love. And we are so very grateful for the life that you infuse on us. And today we ask for your presence, for your guidance, for your permission to have this moment of reflection and to have this moment in which we can rest our mind and our heart from the troubles of life. May your love embrace us all. May the words that we read today enlighten our minds and our hearts. And we extend the benefits of this prayer for all our brothers and sisters that are unable to pray because they are in distress, in suffering, in sorrow, or because they don't know how to do it, or because they ignore that we can have a direct communication with you, dear God. In your name we pray, and so be it. Hello again, dear friends. So today we're going to see chapter 3 of the book Happy Life. The spirit author is Joanna de Angelis, through the mediumship, psychographic mediumship of the medium Divaldo Franco. And this chapter 3 is talking about study. Joanna says, drench your mind in study as much as possible. Study frees the mind from ignorance and develops discernment. Study and work are the wings that further evolution. We're going to read again that affirmation. Study and work are the wings that further evolution. Knowledge is the message of life. Learning is no limit to the classroom. Life itself is an open book that teaches those willing to learn. So last Friday, we read chapter 2 about work. And we remember the words in the Spirit book when Kardec asked the spirits what's work. And we are paraphrasing here, but they reply is all useful action that are directed towards yourself or towards others. And then today, Joanna is telling us that we have two wings to elevate our spirits, and they are study and work. Yes, study by itself is work, right? And one of the things that also call our attention is that this study, this learning, is not limited to the classroom. Because not everybody is in the condition or in the position of going to school or going back to school or taking a class. But there are so many opportunities to learn, or we can learn a new hobby, you know, planting tomatoes in our backyard, or we can learn from our children, we can learn from our elders, we can learn from other people's errors. So we see the consequences of their decisions without judgment, just observing that that path may also take us towards that consequence. We can study people in the sense of what they like, what they dislike, where are their customs, their religious points of view. And we're saying this because we like people and we like all the different ethnicities and cultures and races around the world. It's fascinating for us seeing how one human race, it is so diverse and rich. So we can learn. And yes, we can learn from books. We can use a physical book made of paper or an audiobook or reading in the computer. There are so many resources nowadays. So this is Joanna's invitation for us, because the more we learn, the more tools we acquire to discern, and therefore to think about the circumstances in which we are surrounded or we are living right now. And we can make decisions according what we think, what we feel, and what we want. Because when we ignore certain things, let us say we ignore traffic norms, what are we going to do? We're going to cross that red light, right? We are going to speed on the red light. We're going to ignore speed limits, the bumps, anything related with driving. And what is going to happen when we ignore those laws? Is there going to be consequences that they are not going to be happy? So it's pretty much the same. The more we know, the better equipped we are to avoid these uncomfortable, sometimes, consequences. And when we learn, also we know that we can assist and help others with what we know. We can extend a helping hand. We can say, you know what? Yes, I already took the driving test and have my driving license. I know how the process. Let me tell you how it is. Or let me take you for some classes. We're just thinking something very silly here to provide an example. But we know it goes either in that regards, in the day-to-day life, or in deeper and meaningful situations. So let us take the invitation, let us work and study and expand our mind and open up our mind to possibilities That's the goal, and it's infinite. We will be learning forever. And if you don't like school, this is not something negative, no. Because there are so many ways to learn. There are didactics, there are techniques, there are options. So learning is absorbing life inside us. And we take ownership about that. We want to finish with this idea. When we discarnate, we all know we're not going to take this physical body. This physical body is going back to earth, right? It's going to be a nutrient for plants and trees, so on and so forth. We're not going to take any belongings, nothing. We're not going with family members or friends, no. It's just us, ourselves. The only possession that we are taking back to the spiritual plane is our learning. Whatever we learn during this present reincarnation, we are taking all with us. And nobody and nothing and no one is going to take that knowledge out of us. It accumulates, and we build this building of knowledge. So therefore, we will become more knowledgeable and wise. That's the hope. So that's our treasure. Obviously, we are taking also to the spirit realm our good deeds or our errors, whatever it is, and we put it in our spiritual bag. Friends, let us study and let us work. So we're going to pray. Let us stop screen. Here we go. Beloved Master Jesus, our role model, the governor of planet Earth, we are grateful for this moment of learning or remembering that through studying with discipline and diligently working, we will elevate our spirit to higher realms. And we know as spirits we are still very young. We still carry all the burdens from this reincarnation of previous reincarnation. We still carry all this luggage that is a weight in our mind, in our conscience, and that is the consequence of our very own ignorance. We ask you, Jesus, we ask you for the grace of our Father to help us to better ourselves and better the world around us by doing good, by dedicating ourselves to the cause of goodness, by eradicating from ourselves negative tendencies, negative habits that we acquired long ago. Help us to work in ourselves. Help us to work in our inner transformation. And once we start this process, we will see and we will notice that everything around us is transforming towards the good. We know We don't have the power or the powers to stop wars, to stop famine, to stop abuses of all sorts. We know that as individuals, we are still like a little grain of sand in this universe, and that our impact in the greater actions of the universe is minimal. But also we know we are your beloved children. We are part of the universe, and whatever we do in our individual transformation, we are also cooperating with the transformation of the moral landscape in our planet. And it is here, Prince of Peace, that we pray for peace in our minds. We pray for us to overcome through forgiveness feelings of feeling guilty, feeling frustrated, inadequate, feeling alone or isolated, feeling that we are no worth and our self-esteem is going down. We ask you, Master Jesus, give us the strength to transform all of these feelings, emotions, and thoughts that we don't need and they are not useful anymore into a positive affirmations of knowing that we are capable of fulfilling our reincarnatory plan, of knowing that we have the energy and the power to influence the people around us in a positive way. Let us see ourselves like a little lanterns, little lights in whatever environment we are, at work, at home, at the grocery store, on the street, wherever we go. Give us the self-confidence that we are these little tiny lights connected with upper minds and transforming our inner landscape and therefore the outer landscape. And we are creating peace, peace in the mind, family, in communities. And we pray for that kind of peace that we feel it is so out of our hands and it seems far. But we know that with this prayer we can have a positive influence in all the different governors of different countries around the planet, especially the ones that are undergoing wars right now. Inner wars, social political wars, different ones. We pray for all these governors, cabinets, people in the Senate, everybody with political, financial power. They're your children too, and they're able to feel you too if they want. But we know that you have the light and the love to influence them, and therefore they can make better decisions for their community and their society. Master Jesus, for the gift of work and for the gift of study, we give you thanks. And we conclude this prayer with peace in our hearts, sharing this light of peace around us. Thank you. and so be it. Dear friends, we hope everybody's feeling well, feeling peaceful. Let us study this weekend. We can study a movie, an enlightening one, or a book, or our family members, learning more, listening more, talking less, and let us grow our wings of study and work. We wish you peace. See you next week. Bye.